Roblox has a ton of FPS games, and while some are absolute gems, there are plenty that just don't hit the mark. But don't worry, today I'm going to be showing you some of the best FPS games on Roblox that I've been hooked on. Hopefully, one of these will become your new favorites too. Let's kick things off with Rivals, easily the most popular game on this list, and for a good reason. This game has absolutely blown up recently, and it's obvious why. It's just super polished. From the smooth, fast-paced movement to the clean, minimalistic look, everything just feels right while you're playing this game. One of the best things about it are the insane loadout combinations that you can make. Take my current favorite as an example, the flare and RPG combo. It's not the fastest for taking down enemies, but it gives you some wild mobility with rocket jumping, and let me tell you, it's a blast. Rivals has one primary game mode, which is essentially just team deathmatch, but you can jump into battles that are 1v1, ranging all the way up to 5v5s, across 8 different maps, and each map has different variants for bigger team battles. So there's always something fresh, and honestly, even though it's the very first game on this list, it is definitely a must try. Next up is Big Paintball 2, and while this one is faster paced, it is surprisingly more laid back than all the other FPS games on this list. In this game, you have just 3 weapon choices, the rifle, the minigun, or the sniper, and they're each balanced in their own way, but they all have one thing in common: they're one-hit kills no matter what. What makes this game stand out though is the score streaks. If you rack up enough kills, you can unlock the ability to place a sentry turret, which you can drop anywhere, a drone that hovers above you firing at nearby enemies, and a few others, and it's just the perfect way to keep up your momentum and keep the pressure on. The maps in this game are pretty big and pretty varied, keeping things fun even after hours of gameplay. If you're looking for a more relaxed but still fast-paced shooter with some cool mechanics, this one could be for you. Now it's time for a classic. Everyone probably knows about this game, but I had to put Arsenal on this list. This game is pure chaos in the best way possible. It has a mix of game modes, but most of them revolve around the very popular game mode, Gun Game. Here you start with one weapon, and to move to the next you'll need to get a kill with the current weapon that you're holding. And the goal is to be able to be the first player to cycle through all of the weapons, with the final kill being with the golden knife. Arsenal keeps things fresh by randomizing the weapon order every match, so you'll never know what to expect next, and that's definitely part of the fun. Another thing that keeps it fresh is that at the end of every game you get to vote on what game mode you play next, so it has a lot of variety. Personally, this is one of my most played games on this list, and for a good reason, and I'm convinced that you could probably play this game forever and never get bored. And finally, let's dive into Phantom Forces, aka Roblox's answer to Battlefield. Everything about this game screams Battlefield, from the large-scale maps to the objective-based game modes, even down to the weapon selection. And honestly, it might just be more popular than some of the actual Battlefield games right now. While the action can get intense, it's definitely slower paced compared to the other games I've mentioned on this list, and a lot of that is because of the big maps with a ton of space between control points, which can give snipers a big edge. But if you're the type who loves to plan your moves and play more strategically, this game's got you covered. As you'll play, you'll level up and unlock weapons and attachments, and it's all based on how much you use each one. So it feels rewarding when you finally get that perfect loadout, and once you get your setup the way you want it, the game becomes all about fun and pushing your skills to the max.